We are lucky to be in Dana White's office right now. Dana, 20th anniversary. How excited are you for Saturday night? I mean, it's been a long time coming for all those that started the UFC, but when you guys took it over, I mean, did you ever think you'd get to this day?
Yeah, I thought that it was possible that this thing could be this big, but you never know if the timing's right or if everything's going to go your way. And thank God things did. But yeah, I'm not a real reflection guy. I don't like to reflect a lot, but the documentary that we did on the 20-year anniversary, it forced me to think about a lot of things, and it's been fun.
Was it easy to step away and look at it from a third-person perspective?
What I liked, obviously, when it gets to the part with me and Lorenzo and Frank, it's I lived through that. What was cool for me was the older stuff, the guys who started it. I think the guys who started this company were always portrayed as bad guys, kind of. And I think that the cool thing about this documentary is it was showing that they actually weren't bad guys, and if it wasn't for them, and the the for them to think about coming up, not only to think about it, but they actually go out and pull it off and make one of these fights happen, and how hard they work to try to keep it alive until it literally got to the point where the Fertitas and I were actually talking about doing something together. I stumbled upon this opportunity and then jumped on it. When you really break it down and look at it, the timing of everything is crazy, like it was meant to be. So this weekend, this 20-year anniversary, I'm bringing all these guys in, and it's really a celebration for them. I'm going to blow their mind this weekend. I'm going to show them, a better time than they ever imagined they could have at an event that that wouldn't be here if it wasn't for them.
A very surreal experience today for myself at the weigh-ins. Hoist Gracie comes out. It's the Gracie train with George St. Pierre, the guy that won the very first UFC event versus the top draw for the organization right now. It seems like everything came full circle today. Did you get a chance to see some of the footage?
You talking about the open workouts? Okay, yeah, you said the weigh-ins. Almonds. So, no, I didn't get to see any of that, but, that's cool. And Hoist Gracie is a guy that we still here in the company celebrate today. He's kind of like the father of the UFC.
And for those who are wondering, I had almonds before we did this interview. Big mistake when you're doing it with Dana White. Obviously, the main event, George St. Pierre taking on Johnny Hendricks. George says he has a plan, and that plan is obviously he doesn't want to fight Rory McDonald. He's talking potentially about retiring. When you hear about this plan and George St. Pierre and stuff like that, what goes through your mind?
George St. Pierre is a guy who has been amazing to this company. As great a champion as you could ask for, as professional as you could ever hope somebody to be, represented the brand, his sport, the title, his country. I mean, I couldn't say enough good things about George St. Pierre. If a guy is in the fight business and he starts talking about retiring, it's probably time for him to retire. But I haven't heard George St. Pierre say that. I've heard people around him say it. And I don't, the thing that I don't like is to say that, oh, I'll leave so that Rory can be next. Who knows if Rory's next? Who knows if Rory possesses what it takes to be a champion and what it took George St. Pierre to be who he was? Not to mention the fact that I'm a big believer in to be the man, you have to take it from the man.
That's a story that's about to unfold probably on Saturday night. We'll close this off by saying not only is this a spectacular card, it seems some of the fighters are a little upset that all the focus is on George St. Pierre and Johnny Hendricks, but this is a stacked card. What do you say to those fighters that are saying that, and B, the card itself?
Well, I mean, the card is what, it's not like people don't know who's on the card. I mean, I just saw USA Today. There was a huge ad that we did, and it had Robbie Lawler and Rory McDonald, and George St. Pierre and Hendricks were small on the bottom. Listen, if the people know you're on the card, they know you're on the card. If they don't, they don't. I mean, it's not like we're hiding the fact that these guys are on the card. Of course the talk is George St. Pierre and Johnny Hendricks. The whole promotion for this fight is the power to shock the world. First of all, Johnny Hendricks has unbelievable wrestling and knockout power in both hands, which seems like it could be George St. Pierre's kryptonite. And that's obviously, that's going to be the talk of you're in this sport. You cover this sport every day, okay? I want you to tell me right now, crack off the undercard of Anderson Silva versus Chris Weidman. I'd like you to tell me the fights from the first fight of the night up to the main event.
You've got me stumped because I've been focused on this card. You're right.
Well, You know Anderson and they're fighting, right? You know that fight's happening. You don't care what other fights are happening. You're so focused on that fight. It's like, oh my God, the Weidman-Silva rematch is going to happen. That's what happens when you're on undercards, boys. Yes, I could go through this card right now. Chael Sonnen versus Rashad Evans. Rory McDonald is fighting Robbie Lawler. That fight's going to be sick. I love this fight for Rory McDonald because he didn't look good in his last fight. Robbie Lawler's going to come after him and try to finish him. Robbie Lawler is one of those fighters who will finish or be finished. That's how he fights. Josh Koscheck is fighting Tyrone Woodley. Two wrestlers who can bang. That fight's going to be unbelievable. And the undercard is sick. The prelims that will be on for free are unbelievable. But guess what? Everybody wants to talk about George St. Pierre and Johnny Hendricks.
On that note, I'm going to have some almonds. Thank you for your time.
Pleasure.
There he is, Dana White. Get ready, UFC 167, Saturday night, MGM Grand.